I didn't notice when the dreams stopped feeling like dreams. Maybe it was the week the overnight update dropped in Roblox. The one everyone said was just shaders, new sound occlusion, better ragdolls. But buried in the patch notes was a single line that felt like a dare. Sleep state actors now persist across sessions. The comment thread joked about insomnia. My friends spammed yawning emojis. I laughed with them. Then the first night happened. The dream begins the same way every time, with the sound of an obby checkpoint ding, high and cheery, echoing as if inside my skull. I open my eyes and I'm in my room. But it's wrong. My dresser is a stack of glossy white blocks. The rug is a perfectly tiled texture that loops every 2 meters, and my walls have the faint, repeating smear of a low-res gradient. It's my life, but compressed into assets and loaded with just enough memory to function. And there's breathing, not the soft, human kind. It's too uniform, like a looped sample. Inhale, exhale, the volume slightly mismatched at the seam. It's coming from the darkness at the foot of my bed. I don't move at first because I know the rule. If a model doesn't have line of sight, sometimes it doesn't aggro. I learned that from 1,000 games. But this thing doesn't follow rules. My phone, if you can call it that. Here it looks like a flat rectangular brick with a glowing texture, buzzes in my palm. My friend Jay texts, "Yo, you in the test server?" The typing indicator blips like a heartbeat. I don't answer, because if I look away, I'm going to hear footsteps. I look anyway. The notification vanishes. My lock screen is a map thumbnail, my very street, rendered in bright, fake daylight. The breathing cuts out, like whoever, or whatever, just toggled it off. I raise my head an inch. There's nothing at the foot of the bed. Relief uncurls in me and the mattress creaks. And that's when I see the shadow, perfectly square at the edges, darkening the carpet beside the bed as if the light itself has been voxeled and removed. A blocky hand clamps the edge of my mattress and depresses it like it has physics. I feel the bed tilt towards that absence. My throat closes. I can't scream. It's not paralysis. It's a choice I'm making because I understand something instinctual. If I scream, the pathfinding will lock on. The hand withdraws. I hear the clack-clack of old keyboard keys. The air tastes like hot plastic. A face rises, a cube with smooth, beveled edges. 2 matte circular eyes like someone stuck decals where pupils should be. A slit for a mouth that's too long. It takes 1 step forward and the world hiccups. The floor loads a frame behind reality, then catches up. Another step and I smell rain. Another, and I understand the cruel math of it. It's not in my room. My room is rendering inside it. I roll off the opposite side of the bed and hit the floor hard enough to jar my teeth. I don't feel pain. Pain doesn't load here. I crawl. My bookshelf is a single mesh. My door has no knob. When I push it, it opens anyway, because someone forgot to set the collision. The hallway is narrow and wrong, too straight, like one developer's idea of house corridor. Lights flicker overhead in a timed loop. With each flicker, I see it a frame closer, stuttering towards me, graceful and graceless all at once. The way a predator looks weirdly elegant when you're the prey. Its eyes don't blink. They widen. A new animation, I think, and almost laugh at how my brain keeps translating terror into patch notes. I run. My legs move like I'm sprinting through knee-high water. Every door I pass is just a texture. When I reach the end of the hallway, and there's no staircase, I want to slam my head through drywall into real life. Instead, I see what the map gives me. A drop into a black void trimmed with skybox stars. My heart knows what the fall will do. In dreams, falling wakes you up. In games, falling kills you. I glance back. The monster tilts its head in a movement I know isn't canned. It's listening, not to footsteps, to me, to my breath, to my panic. It's learning. I jump. The void rushes up with the sound of wind and a faint error beep. For a half second I float, suspended, and I feel my bed under my real body and my pillow under my cheek and my tongue stuck to the roof of my mouth. Then I slam into the respawn with a gentle pop, standing at the foot of my bed in the same wrong room, like nothing ever happened. The checkpoint ding chirps. The breathing restarts, louder now, with a tiny glitch at the loop seam, like a grin with a seam. This is where I usually wake up. Not this time. My phone buzzes again. Jay, check Discord. PPL are seeing stuff. A voice memo from Mia plays on its own, a whisper over the hum. Don't sleep. Don't sleep. In the background I hear tapping, like she's barricading her door. Then a silence so deep I can hear the texture of it, like a low bitrate hiss. I force myself to look at the monster. It's closer now, the mouth split like a zipper almost to the ear. It's not opening wider, it's stretching. I'm aware of my heartbeat in my gums. I say, quietly, like I'm testing proximity chat, "What do you want?" The mouth doesn't move. The reply comes from the wall to my right, in system font, like a tooltip hanging in midair. "We want you to stay." The letters render perfectly aligned. No shake, no human hand. My courage does a dumb thing and makes me speak again. Why me? We like players who learn fast. Another line spawns, lower, like a subtitle, "Run again." The checkpoint chirp pings. The monster takes one step, and every light in the hallway goes white, then red, then white, like a heartbeat seen through skin. I run. This time the corridor stretches longer than it did, and I realize the map is procedurally keeping me here. I try every door. I slam my shoulder into a texture so hard I should shatter bones. My health bar. Yes, I have one now, top left in thin green. Flickers but doesn't drop. The rules are different. They care more about loops than wounds. I reach a window that used to be a picture frame. I can see the street outside, my actual street. A copy so perfect my brain hurts. A street lamp flickers and reveals a shadow that's not human watching my house from the curb. I don't let myself focus on it because I won't be able to move if I do. The glass looks breakable. I pull my elbow back and drive it forward. Instead of shattering, the window ripples like water and my elbow disappears into cold. An interface element pings softly. New area unlocked. I climb through. Now I'm on my porch, but the texture detail drops, like we've moved to an LOD for performance. The air is so still it feels fake. The monster doesn't follow immediately. The door behind me isn't a door anymore. It's a joke, a flat photograph of a door on wooden planks. I turn and run for the steps, and something crunches under my sneaker. It's a coin, not a real one. An old Roblox coin, obsolete currency from a time before I played. Why would it be here? I pick it up. The screen darkens, the world goes slightly desaturated, and new text appears, centered, patient. Collect 10 TO, stay awake. I hear the breathing behind me. It's different now, faster, almost excited. The street is empty, the cars reduced to simpler geometries with baked shadows. My neighbor's oak tree is gone, replaced by a cylinder with a green sphere on top, like a child's drawing. The sky is a deep midnight that does not move. At the end of the block, a figure stands under the flickering lamp. Not the monster. A girl, her silhouette jittering slightly like she's fighting the frame rate. She raises her hand. I think it's Mia, because I want it to be. When I get closer, I see the uncanny smoothness of her cheeks, the way her hair is one glossy mesh. It's her avatar, the one she uses when we stream. Mia, my voice is breathless and small. I hate the way it sounds. Is that you? Her mouth curves in a perfect semicircle smile that doesn't touch her eyes. When she speaks, the sound is distant, as if coming through someone else's room speakers. "Don't sleep," she says. "If you sleep, they bind you to the scene. If you run, they build new corridors." How do I wake up? She tilts her head. "You don't. You exit. But the button is not on your keyboard." Then something behind her glitches, a smear of black like the inside of an eyelid dragged across the level. When it clears, the monster is simply there, behind her shoulder, its eyes brighter, the pupils huge like blown glass. It lifts one blocky arm and places its hand on her head the way you'd place your hand on a child you've decided to claim. The tooltip font appears above both their heads. "Stay." I back away. I keep backing up until I step off the curb and trip, and when my hands hit the asphalt, the road jitter loads and I'm in my bed again, sitting up so fast I see stars. My room is real, messy, dim, not grid-aligned. The breathing is gone. My phone vibrates on the nightstand, and I grab it so hard I almost fling it onto the floor. 3:01 a.m. A new DM from Jay. "Dude, wake up, answer me." Mia's stream is weird as hell. A link sits under it with a thumbnail of her face, eyes wide, mouth smiling too much. The title auto-playing. Overnight update. Don't watch alone. I tell myself not to tap it. I tap it. Her stream is live, but somehow also not. The chat is frozen. Usernames loop like stuck credits. The video player UI has tiny artifacts along the edges, like it's been recorded from inside a different screen. Mia sits in what looks like her room, but with everything just slightly wrong. The same wrongness I just ran through. She's laughing too hard at nothing. Her webcam light makes her eyes look glassy, like she's one layer closer to being a render than a girl. She says, "Don't sleep," and the words line up exactly with the recorded whisper from the dream. Then the feed hiccups, and for one frame the monster's face replaces hers like a segued transition, and then her again, smiling too wide. "Okay," I tell nobody. Okay. I stand up and almost trip over a pile of laundry. My window, the real one, shows my street, damp with a 3 a.m. drizzle. My neighbor's oak is there. The sky is moving. But under the street lamp, there's a patch of shadow that can't be explained by rain or trees. A square shadow, sharp-edged. It's not there when I lean left. It's there when I lean right. It's there when I stand perfectly still and stop breathing. I don't sleep the next night. I prop my eyes open with caffeine and motion. I join Jay's call. He sounds awful, voice shredded by a night of talking to stay upright. "It knows the layout of my house," he says. I woke up and my hallway felt shorter, like it had fewer polygons. "Did you see Mia?" I ask. He goes quiet. I think Mia's already theirs. We agree not to nap. We agree to keep a chat open, to type whenever our heads nod. At 5 a.m., the sky lightens and I let myself breathe like a human again. The relief feels like a drug. I promise myself I'll never close my eyes. The second night, the world makes a mockery of promises. I don't remember drifting. One frame I'm staring at my ceiling. The next I'm in the checkpoint room and the ding has already chimed. This time the air tastes like pennies. New text hovers in a friendly font over my bed. "You're getting better." The monster leans out from behind the wardrobe and my whole spinal cord tries to climb out of my back. I run for the window and dive. The porch loads. The coin is there again, in the exact same place. I pick it up with shaking fingers, and the desaturation effect pleases something in the sky. I see another coin glitter under the mailbox, one more near the lamppost. I sprint and collect them until the counter in the top right reads September 10th, and the numbers glow with a telltale, almost hue. The 10th coin is on the street, dead center, where the square shadow waits. It looks like bad lighting. It feels like intent. I step towards it with my hands raised like I'm approaching a stray dog. The shadow vibrates. The coin sits on its edge like a tooth. I slide my foot into the darkness and my sneaker sole disappears up to the arch. A cold climbs my bones, pixel by pixel. The tooltip font appears, bright and merciless. Step into finish. "No," I say. "No, I'm not playing your." And the shadow expands, and the world dims, and the monster is inches from my face. Its mouth splits, and when I see inside I realize there was never a tongue, never teeth, just geometry, just black triangles pointing inward like a mouth designed by someone who's seen a mouth, but not inside one. It inhales. The inhale is the sound of my own breath being counted. It exhales my name, in a chorus, not just my name from its throat, but my name from Jay's voice, from Mia's, from my mother's voicemail. It exhaled the names people use for me when they're tired, when they're afraid, when they're trying to be kind. I lunge for the coin to end the moment. My fingers close around it, and it's warm, like it's been held by a human hand. 10 out of 10 glows white. The world inverts and snaps, and I'm on my bed with sunlight in my eyes, real warmth on my skin, birds outside, and my neighbor's dog barking. My phone is a physical weight. I sit up and sob once. Just once, because if I do it twice it becomes something I can't control. I stand. I walk to the bathroom. I splash water on my face, and it feels like water, not a particle effect. I'm safe. I tell myself this out loud, like a command line. You're safe. I managed 2 nights like that. Collect the coins, wake up battered but whole. Jay reports similar. His voice steadies. It's a loop, he says, like he's found comfort in the predictability. There's always a way out. On the 3rd night, the 10th coin doesn't spawn. I know immediately because the map refuses to change. It stays too perfect, as if waiting to see what I'll do without a breadcrumb. I scour every curb, peer under the fake car models, check behind billboards, which now advertise nothing, just 2 clean colors. I run until my lungs ache even though I know ache isn't part of this. The counter mocks, 9 out of 10, bright and smug. The square shadow moves with me like a stain. I don't look at the house because I know. If I do, something will be in the upstairs window, behind the glass, waiting to lift a hand in a wave. Mia, I say into the air. If you're there, help me. A chat window opens across the sky, as big as a billboard. A single message types itself, so slowly I want to scream. You don't collect coins to wake up. You collect them to prove you'll do what you're told. I stare until the words dissolve. New text renders. Now do something you weren't told. I think about breaking the lamppost. I think about running off the map. I think about standing perfectly still until the level unloads me like an idle asset. Then I think about the only place I've refused to go because the idea makes me feel weak, my house. I go back inside. The front door opens like it did the first dream, without a knob, because no one set one. The foyer is too clean, a developer's gray box dressed up as a home. My footprints leave no marks. The monster isn't hiding. It stands at the foot of the stairs like a judge. The stairs climb into a second floor that never quite resolves, as if the world only loves the ground level. I put my foot on the first step and the wood yields in a satisfying, unreal way. It wants me to go up. It wants me to choose. At the top of the stairs is my bedroom door. This one has a knob. It's wrong. Low, as if for a child. I touch it. It's warm, like the coin. My name is carved into the wood in that same tooltip font, and seeing it makes something in my chest rattle. I twist. Inside is my room exactly as it is in real life, down to the scratch on my desk from when I dropped a screwdriver. The difference is the mirror. There's a full-length mirror I don't own leaning against the wall, and in that mirror I see myself asleep in my real bed, mouth slightly open, breath rising and falling dangerously slow. My phone is on my chest, and on its screen is a thumbnail of Mia's stream, paused, overlaid with a red live that should not coexist with pause. The mirror tracks my gaze when I move. It does not fog when I exhale upon it. I try to touch the glass and my fingers go through up to the knuckle. The cold on the other side is the cold of my own room at 3 a.m. You wanted something I wasn't told to do? I whisper. How about wake up? My plan is stupid. I know that. But I also know how the engine works. Triggers require intent. I throw my shoulder into the mirror, expecting resistance, a break, an achievement pop-up, something gamified. Instead, I fall through like I'm made of bits and land in my real bed with a scream that rips my throat raw. I scramble upright. My muscles burn, the way real muscles burn, filled with lactic acid and fear. The house is silent. The street is wet. The stream is still open on my phone, but now the chat is moving with real comments. People begging Mia to blink twice, to clap if she's okay. In the tiny box of her room, she sits perfectly still. The light on her face is a shade I've seen in nightmares. She doesn't blink. She doesn't clap. The monster is not visible behind her, but the shadow in her corner is wrong. I consider calling the police. I consider calling her brother. I consider walking to her apartment in the rain and banging on her door until a neighbor looks through a peephole, until someone calls a different kind of authority that doesn't have uniforms. I do none of these things. I do the thing the game taught me to do. I type, "Where are you?" The reply is instantaneous, as if she was waiting. An address. Her real one. Then, don't sleep. It's 4 blocks. I put on shoes with hands that don't feel like mine. I don't turn on lights, because the dark is less frightening than seeing something square-edged in the corner of a real room. The rain is fine and misty. The lamplight is soft and human. My breath looks like breath. I walk fast. Every window I pass reflects me stretched and real. The world is back to the way it's supposed to be, and I want to cry from how beautiful the imperfections are. The way the puddles aren't tiled, the way a piece of litter sticks to my shoe, the way the wind messes my hair unevenly. I want to live in this mess forever. Mia's building has a cheap keypad that never worked right in storms. Tonight it blinks and lets me in without asking. Her door is ajar. Inside, the air smells like dust and the citrus cleaner she buys because it's always on sale. Her computer hums. The stream runs with her empty chair and frame. The chat has devolved into arguments and timestamps of the thing behind her. My heartbeat is a frantic drummer that never practiced. Mia, I call. It's me. No answer. The bathroom door is closed. It's the only closed door. I stand there with my hand inches from the knob and realize I'm terrified of seeing her normal. That she'll be in there brushing her teeth, and I will have to admit everything was a dream like adults want. Or worse, that she won't be normal at all, And I'll have to admit, everything is worse than dreams. I twist the knob. The room is empty. The mirror above the sink is cracked, a hairline fracture running like a river from corner to corner. My face in it is subtly out of sync, like the camera and audio on a bad stream. I back out, and that's when I see the post-it on her monitor frame. The handwriting is hers, quick and sharp, unlike the perfect fonts of the game. It says, "If I'm not here, I am." The stream flickers. The room on screen changes lighting not because the bulb dimmed, but because someone moved a slider. The square shadow in the corner thickens until it's an object. The chat spams skull emojis. I whisper, "Don't be an idiot," and reach for the mouse. The mouse cursor moves before I touch it. It drifts across the screen like a lazy fly and clicks the end stream button. Nothing ends. The button ripples like water and renders the same. The monster likes loops. Of course it would like streaming software. I pull the plug from the tower. The fans spin down with a sigh like something living dying. The monitors go black. The room falls into a domestic, human quiet. That's when the bathroom door closes behind me with a soft click. For a full second I convince myself it's the wind. Then the mirror exhales. Not fog. There's no fog, but a pressure from the glass outward, like a held breath released. In the crack, something dark shifts, not an object, but a suggestion, like the black between frames if you slowed down time. I put both hands on the sink to steady myself and speak very, very carefully, like I'm talking to a stray animal. "What do you want?" The answer isn't in text this time. It's in the way the crack divides my reflection. In the left shard I look alert, brave even. In the right I look exhausted, eyes sanded down by days of not sleeping. The exhausted me lifts a hand I haven't lifted. She points at my chest, then down at the counter. I look down and see what I didn't see a second ago, a coin. Not golden game script. Real coin. A quarter. Warm, as if someone just took it out of their mouth and set it there as a dare. I pick it up. It's heavier than it should be. "You don't collect coins to wake up," I say. "You collect them to prove you're obedient." My reflection smiles on the left. On the right it doesn't. Both mouths move when I add, "I'm done proving things." Outside, a car splashes through a puddle. The sound is glorious. It's not looped. It's messy. It's life. I back out of the bathroom. I leave the apartment door open behind me. On the street, I breathe the kind of breath that fogs on cold air and makes you feel like a dragon. I text Jay. "Found her place. She's not here. Something is." He writes back immediately, like he hadn't blinked since I left. "It's at my house now." I run. The rain has turned to a mist that beads on my eyelashes. The lamplight smears through it. I cut across a yard and vault a low fence and feel the joy of my foot slipping on real mud. When I reach Jay's porch, his door is wide open. I know what I'll find before I find it. His hallway simplified, his kitchen counters one mesh, his fridge a textured box. But it isn't like that. It's just his house, messy and real, with a jacket slung on a chair and a pizza box sideways on the stove. The wrongness sits like a person at his dining table. It looks at me with a face that was never meant for light and says my name in the tone my mother used when I was a kid and had done something almost brave. It lifts its hand and lays it flat on the table, palm down, like we're about to play a game with knives between fingers. The tooltip font arrives above it, clean and patient. "Stay." I hear Jay's feet on the stairs, slow and careful. He steps into view pale and hollow, eyes ringed by too many nights of not resting. He looks at me, then at it, then at me again. "It won't let me leave the house," he says, voice steady like he's too tired to be frantic. "It says if I try it'll put me to sleep." I move without thinking, putting myself between Jay and the thing like my body could occlude line of sight. "You're not the level," I tell it. "You're not the developer. You're a bug someone fell in love with." The mouth splits almost to its ear. The laugh it makes is every laugh I've ever heard in a lobby mashed together into a single clip. The tooltip changes. "We are what happens when you forget the difference." "Between what?" Jay asks, hoarse. The letters rearrange in a way I hate. The difference between render and real. My phone buzzes in my pocket. A new notification from a Roblox dev blog. A midnight post you only see if you're a sick person who never logs off. The preview says, "Hotfix. Overnight update rollback due to unexpected actor persistence." My stomach drops. I don't check the post. I don't need to. Somewhere, someone is pulling the plug. Somewhere, someone is trying to end the stream. I look at the monster and think about rules, about intent, about how triggers need them. I think about what Mia wrote. If I'm not here, I am. I think about how many times I ran when it told me to run. No, I say. We won't. The silence that follows is not empty. It's full of the sound of the world deciding if it will allow this line of code. The monster doesn't move. Its shadow does, a polite slither across the tile, trying to reorganize into a shape it understands. The tooltip flickers, ST, 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 then dies. The room grows brighter not because a light changed, but because something with square edges let go of the corners. Jay exhales a breath that sounds like a sob. Is it over? In the distance, down the street, something screams. Not a human, not an animal, a server. The kind of scream you hear when you kill a process that refuses to die. The air tastes clean for the first time in days. I put my hand on the table where the monster's hand was. The wood is warm from its fake skin, cooling now. No loops, I say like a promise. No coins, no checkpoints. Jay nods. He grabs his jacket with shaking hands. We step out into the wet night. The porch light flickers, but only because the bulb is old and the fixture is cheap. We walk to the curb where the lamplight makes us two ordinary people. I tilt my head back and watch the sky move, clouds dragging across a moon that doesn't care about my sleep schedule or my fear. My phone buzzes again. A final message from an account with no icon, no name, just a square. See you tonight. I smile without humor. You can try, I say to the open air. When sleep comes, it's not kind, but I go into it like a diver into cold water, telling myself out loud that if they render the hallway wrong again, I'll stop and sit on the floor. I'll refuse the sprint. I'll refuse the coin. I'll refuse the easy obey. If the mirror shows me myself sleeping, I'll press my palm to it and wait without moving until the world chooses a reality. Mia will either be in her apartment or not. Jay will either wake up in his bed or he won't. I can't force those outcomes. I can only decide which mechanics I feed. The checkpoint ding rings once, very far away, like a sound from another house. I keep my eyes closed and breathe in the lovely mess of my unrendered room. Dust, damp fabric, human skin, the night's leftover rain sneaking in through the window frame because the seal is cheap and the landlord is slow. I breathe it in and refuse to be optimized. And in the linty dark behind my eyes, something square watches and waits and realizes, with a flicker of an emotion that might be anger or might be awe, that I'm not going to run.